in-depth weather, and more. It's Terry Henne and his Farm Show on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
A partly sunny good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. Terry Henne here at Radio Center, along with Matthew Lester and Lakin Dew Russell. Started the morning off a little bit on the chilly side, but for the most part, we were looking at uneventful weather overnight, some spotty shower activity as we move through the late afternoon and the evening hours overnight, but mostly light. 1/10 of an inch, the most from really a lot of our reporting stations. There were a couple of spots that did report close to 2/10, but that was the exception and not the rule. As a matter of fact, looking at all of the reporting stations from Michigan State, and not a one of them reported 1/10 of an inch. We're talking Richville, Munger, Fairgrove, Pigeon, Bad Axe, Sandusky, Freeland, Linwood, Ithaca, Mount Pleasant, Michigan State, all of them reporting less than 1/10 of an inch. But couple that with what we did get about 36 to 48 hours ago overall, we're looking at some nice rain in many areas. Now, what is going to be happening over the next few days? Well, we're not going to see much of a raindrop. It does appear as though today is going to be kind of a mix of clouds and sun. As I said, we started off the morning a little bit on the cool side. Matthew, temperature-wise, what do we have right now?
Currently, over at the airport, it's partly sunny at 64. Over at Midland, it's cloudy at 63. Here, Radio Center, it's mostly sunny at 64. We have west winds at 15 miles per hour, and our pressure's at 29.82, and it's rising.
We're looking at mid to upper 60s over much of the lower peninsula, exception over on the west side of the state, where we are seeing some upper 50s there. Move up into the upper peninsula, a little bit cooler. Again, we're looking at temperatures in the 50s pretty much all across the upper peninsula. For us, we do have a high pressure system over West Virginia. That is going to continue to keep whatever precipitation we might get, keep it away from us. We will be seeing some light clouds move through and very possibly a sprinkle here and there over the next couple of hours in the Great Lakes Bay area. But again, as I say, we're looking at pretty much uneventful with a west breeze. Now, that breeze is going to pick up as we go into the afternoon. Not like yesterday. Yesterday afternoon, when that front went through, we saw some wind gusts of well over 40 miles per hour. And as many of you who were working outside agree, the temperatures fell like a lead balloon as we went into that late afternoon and the early evening hours. But the winds went down, and then it became a little bit more palatable to be walking around outside, but it still was a little bit cooler. We did have a high of 78 yesterday, which is pretty much right on average. 77 is our normal high, 57 is our normal low. We started off the morning a little bit cool. We're looking for a high temperature, though, today with the help of some sun. The more sun we get, the better chance we're going to have of 74 for an afternoon high temperature here in the Great Lakes Bay area. Partly cloudy skies tonight with a low of 55. Sun will set this evening at 9:17, rise tomorrow morning at 5:55. Now, tomorrow, we're going to have a southwest wind, and it will be gusting up to about 30 miles per hour, and it is going to be dragging some warm, humid air up into the Great Lakes Bay area. 85, 86 degrees, not out of the question for an afternoon high temperature. There will be a few clouds moving in as we move into the later afternoon hours tomorrow. And then the chances of precipitation will gradually increase, especially after midnight tomorrow night. Our winds will be changing in direction tomorrow, initially out of the southwest with gusts up to 30. Becoming northwesterly late tomorrow night into the early morning hours on Thursday, gusting up to about 20 miles per hour. And then after midnight, it'll become a little bit more northeasterly because we will be seeing a low pressure system affecting our weather. And that's why we'll see that low as it moves away, northwest becoming northeast breeze. But again, it's dragging down some much cooler air because Thursday, we'll struggle to hit 70 degrees. We'll have clouds. We'll have some spotty showers around. Frontal system will take up residence in the Ohio River Basin, and it's going to stay there. It'll stay there for Thursday and Friday and a part of Saturday. That's why unsettled air, cool temperatures, spotty showers around, a little bit scattered. That'll be on Thursday with Thursday's high, maybe 70. Thursday's low, 54. Then on Friday, a mix of clouds and a sprinkle here and there, a light shower, upper 60s for a high on Friday, mid 50s for a low on Friday night. Still some showers around, unsettled air. That unsettled air will move into the morning hours on Saturday, but we're going to begin to warm up just a little bit. Low 70s on Saturday. I think the best chance of rain is going to be in the morning. We could possibly see some widely scattered showers in the afternoon on Saturday, but Saturday is going to be a coolish day. Upper 50s for a low on Saturday night. Father's Day, I'm going to take the rain out of the forecast. There have been some folks saying that the weekend was going to be pretty much damp. I think Father's Day, we're going to start off with clouds, but then partly cloudy skies. 75 for a high, 59 for a low. Then on Monday, we'll approach 80 degrees. Once again, we're going to see a chance of some showers around. Record high in this state is 94, set back in 1933. The record low, 33, set in 1941. And a year ago today, it was a cooler one. 71 was our high and 48 was our low a year ago today. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Matthew, standing by.
Coming up next, we have Abby Terwilliger from the Andersons, and we also have Doug Klein from Oppenheimer.
Well, before we get to them, we want to remind you the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
Say, do you want to unlock the secret to higher yields? If you're applying dry fertilizer, the key to better yield potential is Titan XC. Titan XC is a fertilizer biocatalyst that unlocks and releases the bound-up nutrients in granular fertilizer, promoting better root uptake and plant growth. Drive performance this season and beyond. Release more nutrition. Expect better results with Titan XC. For more information, visit lpi.ag/unlock or contact your Nutrien Ag Solutions crop consultant today. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at RoofMax. Ben, yeah, he's the guy at RoofMax. You want to get a hold of him? It's real simple. All you got to do is remember the name Ben and RoofMax. AskBenHow.com. It's that easy. How easy is it? Well, it's really not that easy when you think about your roof. And I speak from experience. I figured, okay, I had quite a few years left on my roof. When I bought it, I bought the shingles that should last at least 30, if not 40 years. At least that's what they tell you. Well, it's always a good idea to have them inspected. And I asked Ben to just come over and take a look at the roof and tell me what he thought. Because I was working on about 20 years, and I wanted it to stay nice for a while. Well, what he did was he walked around, told me all the things that we needed to caulk, that we needed to tar, all of that. And then he suggested the treatment, because you take a look at a roof, you're talking, what, 20 grand or more on most homes, maybe a little bit less, a lot of times a lot more. Well, to do the RoofMax treatment, you're talking a lot less than that. And it increases the life of your roof. It's a safe, quick, with a 5-year transferable warranty process. And that's all it is. It'll help you maintain your roof, because the roof needs care, just like anything, like a car. RoofMax delivers, and Ben delivers for you. A little care today will save you a whole lot more tomorrow. Get a free roof assessment. That's what I did. And I wound up getting probably the best thing that ever happened for my roof. RoofMax. Ben, ask Ben how. 989-859-6751. Again, that's 989-859-6751. 67.51. Along with us, we've got Abby Twilliger at the Andersons to take a look at the markets right now. And Abby, the last time I looked, Chicago wasn't really helping us out in the wheat complex. What's going on?
Yeah, it's still not helping us in the wheat complex. We're actually down 10 right now for that. The ratings came out yesterday. They went up 2%. Harvest has started, across the country. And then also just globally, the wheat is looking good, yielding good. So that's kind of driving soybeans and corn down as well. According to the report that came out, conditions got better for corn and soybeans both. So that's not helping. Plus, we're getting rain when we need it, where we need it, in a good chunk of the area. So all of that playing together makes for a very red board.
So right now on the board, what do you have?
Yep, so right now in Hemlock, we got old crop corn 422, new crop 370, old crop soybeans 1040, new crop 966. Red wheat for next month will be here before we know it, 468, and white wheat we're at 508.
So by the sounds of it, the corn and the soybeans are just kind of following suit here.
Yeah. Yep, that's kind of the big news for that. They they had good reports yesterday on the weekly report that comes out, so that didn't help them. There didn't seem to be any big issues that screamed out. I know condition-wise in Michigan we're still at a 50, so it's not looking overly super great around here, but also not yeah, I don't know. It's getting a little better.
Yeah, a little better.
the heat units this past week really helped, and if we can, not go into another cold spell or too super wet, we might be able to make up for some of that, and in the long run get some yields back.
Yeah. Well, we'll keep our fingers crossed. Okay.
Yep, fingers, arms, legs.
Just about anything and everything. Before you know it, wheat harvest will be here.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at within the next 4 weeks, I would say, we get to that 1st of July, 4th of July timeframe. I would not be shocked if down, closer to Oakley, Owasso area, if you start seeing, seeing some combines out in the field. So it will be here before you know it.
Boy, I guess so. Abby, you have a great day. Okay. Thank you.
All right. Yep. Bye.
Abby Twilliger over at the Andersons. Before we check in with Doug Klein, Lakin, Abby was sharing some statistics with us. Some of the states that have already harvested wheat, how far along are they?
Yeah, the winter wheat harvested in Arkansas is at 19% harvested. In California is at 10%. North Carolina is at 17%. And South Dakota is at 40%.
And everybody's pretty much right on target as far as where the 5-year average would be and where they were last year. So everything is moving right along.
Yes, we're only at 5% to poor to very poor wheat condition.
Yeah, so we're looking really good. I happened to check the soil moisture, and here in the state, it is 50% adequate and 50% above adequate.
Wow.
On soil moisture. So those rains have really helped.
Yes,
a lot.
They have.
And like as Abby said, if things warm up just a little bit, everything will really be popping. Lakin will talk a little bit more about a couple other things coming up, okay?
Sounds good.
All right, Lakin DeRussell here with us again today. Doug Klein from Oppenheimer will be joining us. The market report brought to you by Steiner Tractor. New parts for old tractors made easy. All you got to do is give them a call. They'll take care of it for you because they do understand how your life and job both stop if that tractor stops running. 800-234-3280. Or go to steinertractor.com. Market report also brought to you Ed Raymond's quality clothing and shoes since 1919. Carhartt's, Red Wing shoes and boots, Stormy Cromer accessories, and a whole lot more. You won't believe what you're going to find until you stop in and take a look. 151 West Broad Street in Chesaning. They're open 7 days. Check them out online, edraymond's.com. Doug Klein, good morning.
Well, good morning.
Here we go again.
Here's another day.
Yep. And the rain in the plain is making grain, and that's not helping our price.
Okay. Right. That and the manipulators around the world with their billions of dollars thrown it which way in that. So that's going on. Stock market's kind of flattish. They got negotiations between King Trump and King China over there. So, I guess that's kind of what the stock market's waiting for. Platinum hit a new high today. Corteva hit a new high today. Johnson Controls hit a new high today, and so did IBM. So those guys are doing okay. Smucker's in the food business, remember, is down like 15 points today. That's like a 10, 11-year low. So they're kind of sort of getting hammered today. What else? That's kind of sort of what's going on. I'll give you the numbers. The July corn is 435, up 1.5. December corn 435.5, down 2.5. July soybeans 1058.5, up 2.5. November soybeans 1030.25, down 0.5. July wheat 533, down 9, and December wheat 569.25, down 10. Crude oil is 65.08, up 86 cents. Heating oil 217.22, up 2.5 cents. Gasoline 211.30, up 1.8 cents. Natural gas is 3.55, down 8 cents. Over to currencies, Canadian dollar. The U.S. dollar buys $1.36.79 Canadian. That's down 18 ticks. The dollar buys 144.91 yen. That's up 33 ticks. The euro's at 114.19. That's unchanged. And the dollar's at 99.06, up 13 ticks. Gold's at 33.34.70, down $6. Silver's 36.56, down 23.5 cents. Platinum's 12.14.50, even right now. And copper is at 492.30, down 0.2 of a penny.
All right. You have a good one, Doug. Thank you so much.
Yep. You too.
Talk to you later. Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Michigan Truck Spring of Saginaw, your complete parts and service headquarters for light, medium, heavy-duty trucks and trailers, as well as buses and recreational vehicles. Quality parts and service, very competitive prices for well over 45 years. 800-358-4751 or go online at truckspring.com. And don't forget, the service bay is open till 11 p.m. Monday through Friday. Let's check and see how things are out in the fields around here. Joining us right now, Vic Huffer over at Freeland Bean and Grain. And Vic, we've been talking all about crop conditions and crops emerged and all sorts of pertinent information. So far, the crops are looking pretty good, wouldn't you say?
Yes, they are, Terry. We've got some corn that's up. Some of it's over a foot tall now. Which is not behind by any means from where we've been in past years. We're doing a lot of second-time application herbicide on corn, doing a fair amount of that. There's a lot of side dressing going on corn. Some of it's just getting started. Some guys are already finished. But crop conditions overall, things are looking rather well. We haven't been getting too much rain where it's bothering some of the later crops to be emerged well, where they're under stress. The temperature could be a little warmer, which I think all of us would agree for the time of the year would be much appreciated, but that's one of the things we can't control by any means. But as far as like insects in the field, there is nothing I'm finding, nothing at all. And sugar beets, dry beans, everything I've been looking at, I'm not really finding anything that's of any concern right now on any of the fields that I've been walking. But crop conditions overall in our area are looking rather well. Some of the things to be concerned about going forward, nitrogen still is an issue. I've got enough covering my customers, but I've had some people calling me asking about nitrogen, and I'm directing them to some people I know that might have nitrogen available, but there is really nothing available for side dress nitrogen around here. Actually, nitrogen we purchased because Courtright is out. It's actually coming. The last loads that I've got to come have to come out of Cincinnati, Ohio.
Wow.
So that's That's a major concern when you start looking that it's got to come from that far away. And how many other customers are in the same boat that I am that are having to wait for nitrogen to come. So some of this, trying to get enough nitrogen here before corn gets too big to side dress, is probably going to be an issue for some people. So it's going to be a tough situation when we get to the end. But all the customers I normally work with have prepaid and are covered on their nitrogen needs. So I've had a few calls for some people that are needing some tons, and it could be an interesting situation going forward.
Boy, it sure could.
Dry beans are. Yep,
yeah, I was just going to ask you.
Well.
I was just going to ask you about dry beans because I'm actually seeing some rows.
Dry beans are getting planted very well. There's a few to go in yet. Some guys have been, with these rains coming, not a lot of guys want to plant before a heavy pounding rain. So there's a few that are yet to go in yet, but we're still doing well as far as time. As long as we can have them planted by the 20th, 25th of June, we're still doing fairly well. But I think a large portion of the dry beans are already in the ground from what I've been gathering.
Yeah, it sure looks that way. Vic, thank you so much. Really appreciate your input, and we'll talk to you again soon, okay?
You bet, Terry.
Vic Huffer over at Freeland Bean and Grain. We're going to take a quick break. Matthew, who do we have on deck?
Up next, we have Craig Voorhees from the Rummel Insurance Agency, and we also have Jerry Samowski from the Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville.
But first, this.
I'm Steve Cook from Cook Chevrolet in Vassar. Have you noticed all the great new colors that Chevrolet is introducing? A lot of pastels with a matte finish. Well, right now I'm driving a 2026 Equinox that's kind of a matte green. Chevy calls this color cacti green. Whatever, I love it, and you've probably seen it by now. By the way, I can't believe how great the features are on this Equinox, including new radio and climate control features and multiple safety cameras with great new views. And did you know that at Cook Chevrolet, the lease payments are as good or better than ever? The Equinox, including the electric Equinox, starts at an incredible $163 a month, not $263. I said $163. And pickup truck customers, don't forget the Silverado, now starting as low as $214. Get out today. That's Cook Chevrolet M15 top of the hill in Vassar.
Payments based on GM employee and family lease. 10,000 miles per year, 2,000 cash down plus tax. Call or visit us on the web at cookchevysuperstore.com. Chevy, together, let's drive.
Along with us right now, before we get to Craig Voorhees with the Rummel Agency, Lakin, understand there's an event coming up tomorrow.
Yes, there is. The Michigan Department of Agriculture and Rural Development, in partnership with Understanding Ag, are hosting a free row crops workshop tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. at the MSU Saginaw Valley Research and Extension Center, located on 3775 South Reese Road. Lunch is provided, and the workshop is designed to educate farmers and land stewards with the tools to build healthier soils, increase profitability, and regenerate their land. To register, visit understandingag.com or on site at 8:30 a.m.
Now, understand that attendance, it's limited.
Yes, it is to 50 spaces, but they do have availability, and you can come the morning of 2.
Okay, that's good to know. And again, that's at the research station. When does it start again?
It starts at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning.
But registration is at
8:30 a.m.
All right. Lakin, thank you.
You're welcome.
Along with us right now, we have Craig Voorhees with the Rummel Agency. And Craig, with crops going in and folks applying herbicides, pesticides, all of those things, let's talk a little bit about spraying.
Right, Terry. We can't seem to get a break from the wind, so I'm not really sure when folks are getting out and able to do that.
It has been pretty tough to do, and again, not only the wind speed but the wind direction, because when folks spray, obviously they don't want to spray with it going toward buildings and homes.
Right. Yeah, those are the two main things you got to watch, of course, is the direction and the speed. And if by chance some of that spray does go where you don't want it to and gets into a neighbor's lawn or garden, or maybe even, unfortunately, an organic field, there is coverage from your farm policy for those types of events. A lot of times the claim doesn't get settled until harvest, but you want to let your insurance company know when it happened, not at harvest, to figure out the payment. You want to let them know when it happens. And if you happen to be spraying for hire, that's a whole nother element that you need to talk to your insurance company about, because a A lot of the farm policies don't provide coverage if you're doing it for hire. They do it when they cover it when you're doing your own, but not if you're doing it for somebody else. So you got to get the correct coverage in place if you're out there doing that.
You got to cover all the bases.
Right. No pun intended.
There you go. You take care, Craig. Thanks a lot. We'll talk to you in a couple of days. All righty?
Okay, Terry. Thank you.
Craig Voorhees with the Rummel Agency. Let's find out what's going on in New York. Well, no, let's find out what's going on at Bay Landscaping and Garden Center. Jerry Samalski, good morning.
Good morning, Terry. You know, I was going to talk a little bit about needle cast. Maybe we'll get that tomorrow. But, you know, in talking about spraying is, you know, if you're going to use Roundup, you got to be careful now, because most in the garden centers, when you buy a product that says Roundup on the label, there's no glyphosate in that bottle. And so what used to be, you know, very safe to use and could be used carefully, now there's different products in there. A long story, we'll leave that for another day. But glyphosate, which is typically where Roundup came from, is now Roundup has no glyphosate in it. It's a trade name. And I keep using the analogy of Advil and Motrin are the same thing. They're all ibuprofen. We've got to start getting smarter and understand what we're applying and understand the chemical names and not the trade names, because we can call it super duper weed killer, but what's really in it? And that's what we have to know when we're applying. And we have to know that we're applying on target with drift. Yes, we don't want drift. We want, for our use, low pressure, large droplet, and then we can manipulate the wand going up and down to keep it more on target. So spraying is a really important tool within the industry. We need to do a good job to keep that tool available to us.
Good advice. Jerry, thanks so much. We'll talk to you again. Take care. Jerry Samalski, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. Now over to New York. Teresa, I bought you a little bit of time. Did it help?
It did actually help. Thank you very much. Dow Jones Industrial Average is currently up 17 points at 42,779, 53 million shares traded. NASDAQ is up 47 points at 19,639, 647 million shares traded there. Some stocks of local interest include Caterpillar at 359.06, up 99, Deere 515.26, down 642, CMS Energy 70.11, up 45, Dow 30.57, up $1.18, DuPont 69.44, up 86, Corteva 72.03, up 2 pennies, General Motors 48.82, up 89, Trinzio 3.22, up 9, Walmart 96.74, down 71, Huntington Bank 16.30, up 7, Independent Bank 31.93, up 35, and AT&T at 28.55, up 69.
Thanks so much, Teresa. We'll be right back.
When it comes to strength, reliability, and performance, nothing beats a Power Lift hydraulic door. Built right here in Marlette, Michigan, our custom hydraulic doors are designed for your toughest jobs. Agriculture, aviation, commercial, and more. The price we give is an installed price, and you'll deal with one point of contact from start to finish. To schedule your Power Lift door consultation, call 989-635-8017 or visit PowerLiftDoorsMI.com. Power Lift Hydraulic Doors of Michigan. When you need it done right, we lift you above the rest.
We now conclude our program with the playing of our national anthem, brought to you by Euclid Avenue Coin in Bay City.
Broadcasting from the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.